So come on, put your money where your mouth is. Show me what you made of. Come on. Mm-hmm. How my body feels next to yours. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Would have been as bad because of the color of their skin, or do you think college just did something at the height of something that was going on around us and took a stand for something that no one else has done, and it just seems like now everything is a race war? So you think if Ray Rice or one of the other guys or Emmett Smith would have done that, do you think it would have been the same thing?
Well, there's a lot of guys that have taken the knee. It's still in the NFL. Yeah, a lot of guys that were very vocal about the whole situation is still in the NFL. So it's not a matter of that. It's just a matter of, it's not a matter of what he did. It's a matter of what he did.
What's up, y'all? It's Kiki. For those of y'all who are coming back, I had to take a brief intermission, chop it up with my husband. Right, we left off listening to Anthony Brian Logan. I know you guys are all subscribed to his channel because he's friggin' great. He did a debate with two Black Christian liberals about Johnny Manziel versus Colin Kaepernick. And so that's the video we're listening in on. It's an hour long. I encourage you all to go and listen to the whole shebang. But we're just listening to some parts of it and kind of dissecting it. And Homegirl did ask a good question. Do you feel like Kaepernick? I like Kaepernick. We're going to call him Kaepernick. Do you feel like Kaepernick just decided to jump on a bandwagon with this cause? And do you feel like if it were another player, would the result have been the same? And so that's where we left off, and that's what Anthony Brian Logan is addressing right now.
Him being very vocal, and also the lack of skill. That's really the main thing, because there's a lot of guys that have done similar things to what he did that are still in the league. They didn't get as much attention as Colin Kaepernick, but they did do it. I forget the man's name. He was on the Seahawks, not Richard Sherman, but the big boy, the defensive tackle, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Michael Bennett.
Michael Bennett, yeah. Michael Bennett was out there being very vocal. I mean, did he get cut? Is he still in the NFL?
Right. No, that's a good point. But I think as well, to your point when you were saying, me and you aren't NFL analysts. We don't know the game. Right. We don't know how good he is and things like that. There have been players that have came out and said, listen, Colin Kaepernick is at least better than 5 of these starting QBs and 5 of these backup QBs. And these are players that are in the NFL that are vouching for Colin Kaepernick's skill, and they know better than me and you. And they're saying, Richard Sherman was one of them. He said Kaepernick clearly does not have a job, not because he's not skilled enough, but because of the talent. And these are players in the NFL. So for me, I understand when you say you think he's not skilled enough, but what do you say to the people who are in the NFL and saying, no, he's good enough? Like, my team's the Dolphins. He's better than Jay Cutler.
Just before you speak, Justin, one of the viewers, said many of the Black players have had problems and let back in, but none of them have ever challenged the system that plays Black America the way the Cap has. And I agree with that. I think that a lot of people, you said, are taking the knee. I'm more of a basketball girl, so I don't really watch the ball. But I've never really heard as much chaos or as much talk and conversation about any other NFL player taking a knee or any other status quo being challenged until Cap did it. And I feel like it's because of the time of when he did it, because of course Black shootings, police killing Blacks was heightened. Like the Trayvons and the Tamirs and all of that stuff was starting to become more like our everyday life and reading it on the news. So Cap did it at a really heightened time. I don't know nothing about his talent. He seemed like he's pretty decent. But from the outside looking in, if other Black players have done that, then why is it not? It's like every time you turn on the TV, open a magazine, turn on social media, Cap's situation is being discussed. I've never heard something about any of the other guys that you named. But
that's because y'all don't care about Black people. I feel like this is a prime. Let me at him. Let me at him, Anthony. Call me next time. Call me, borrow me next time they try to double team you because you so polite. Okay, and I know you're not going to, because, homegirl not being combative. However, they are ignoring the fucking obvious. White people are not bringing the attention to Kaepernick his plight and what he's talking about. White people are not the reason why we still talking about Kaepernick. I ain't heard nobody white talk about Kaepernick. I ain't heard nobody white say, damn, I sure can't wait until Manziel, whatever. It reminds me of Howie Mandel. I keep wanting to call him Mandel. I can't wait till Johnny comes back to the NFL. Ain't nobody talking about this shit but black people. So when you say, why is Kaepernick's face, why is he the most visible? Why are we looking at him the most? Why is he getting the most attention? That's because you care more about mixed race, light complexion, black people. Why is somebody said, who's selling more records than Beyonce and Rihanna? Who's selling more records than them? None of these other girls is doing it. Beyonce is carrying the industry by herself because you people like mixed race, light-skinned black people over everybody else. Just fucking admit it. That's why. Then, why are having these other people who have taken a stand? Well, they still have their job. They still have their job, but it's because they haven't gotten more attention. That doesn't make any sense because you're saying he doesn't have his job because he's black and because he is standing up for black rights, even though all the other people who got in it with him after the fact, after the backlash, still have their job in the NFL regardless of their playing ability. Nobody has ever considered the fact that the type of shit that his girlfriend said on Twitter or wherever, nobody's considering the fact that they probably are just really entitled, spoiled liberal brats behind closed doors. It's quite possible that people are that they're just irritated and they don't like his sportsmanship. I've never played football. Well, I played flag football in middle school, but I've never been a professional athlete. But from my personal experience as cheer captain, and I was in show choir, okay? And I was in a show choir with 50 other females. And like, we totally didn't all get along. And we had cliques and this and this and that. However, when we went on that stage, we all had to have our hair in like those spiral curls. We all had to have the same exact shade of lipstick. We loved glitter, but everybody had to wear glitter. You can't just be the only bitch with the glitter on. Everybody's got to wear glitter. We all have on character shoes. We all have on matching stockings. In the NFL, you can't come out there with lime green socks on. You can't come out there and do things that are going to make you stand out from the rest of the team, even in your wardrobe. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, there was an incident in my show choir where this bitch took my solo. It was a couple of us, and we all didn't go to school on the same day, and we were all the lead singers. And the other two girls were seniors, and they were hella popular. And I was a freshman, right? So I was legitimately sick, and they legitimately were screwing off because they had more important popular girl stuff to do. However, they were so popular that their role was totally solidified, and they should be able to do whatever the hell they want to do because they were just that poppin', okay? So anyway, we just so happened to not show up to school the same day. And so the choir director who wanted to teach them a lesson took our solo from all three of us. And it totally wasn't fair that mine got taken, right? Because I legitimately was sick. However, she was like, no, all of you guys are getting your solo taken. So then these popular girls, I mean, think Mean Girls, okay? They're popular, they've got money, they already have boob jobs, and they're seniors, and they've got boob jobs. Like this is how serious it was, because that show Glee is totally, it's based off of my high school. Oprah had our show choir on her show. She gave my show choir a piano. They're in our choir room like that, like that's okay. We were this shit's serious. This shit's serious, okay? So these girls are like, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. They tell me, listen, we're gonna take our solo back. How are we gonna do that? Now I'm a freshman. I can't afford to be out here acting ignorant, okay? They're seniors. They're not going to miss out on any senior fun activities their last year. They ain't trying to hear it. They pay their dues. They've been in this choir for 4 years. They're the reason everybody shows up and this thing is popping because they're the most popular bitches on campus and they're in this program. So just like on Glee, how the cheerleaders and all these, the football players and all these other people, they want the attention that Glee is getting. That's because that's how we did it. We went everywhere. We won first place. And then we would be in the newspaper and we would get the attention. Everybody would show up to our shit and the football team and all these other people wasn't getting the same attention, right? They can do what they want to do. So, but they approach me, they say, now listen here, we're going to take our solos back from these whack ass bitches. I said, how are we going to do that? They were like, look, tonight at the performance, when it's time for our solo, we're going to beat them to the mic. These bitches know better than to even try to step in our place. So we got to beat them to the mic. Now you got to do it too, because it's your solo. You got to do it too, right? Now, these are the most popular bitches in school. And if they tell me I got to do it too, then I got to do it too. I'm 14. Don't judge me. Don't judge my life. Okay. And gas me up. You know, we don't even consider you to be a freshman. You're hella cool. Okay. And I had even been invited to their house and everything. You know, I'm working my way into the popular crowd. And when they leave, somebody's going to have to take over the reins. Okay. So it's time for me to get it together. So they're like, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take their solo. We got to beat them to the mic. She says, but in order for us to not get in trouble, all of us got to do it. Okay. And my solo came up before theirs did. What you think I did? Beat that bitch to the mic. Sure did. Who was singing Never Gonna Get It by En Vogue. The little girl couldn't hold that solo any damn way. And they was wrong. You know, they're wrong anyway. They're just trying to punish you because they're punishing us, but whatever. Anyway, whatever. They're not going to do nothing to you. Trust me. They're not going to do nothing to you. And I beat that bitch to the mic and she was mad dogging me for the rest of the performance. And it was hella funny. And then they did it and they beat it. And then it was great. The crowd erupted. It was wonderful. And then the choir director was like, I'm so disappointed in you. She made me apologize to the choir, which I did, but nobody cared because everybody knew what time it was. And then that was that. So what I'm saying is with Mr. Kaepernick, Mr. Quarterback, who makes you de facto team leader, why in the fuck would you go out there and do something like that by yourself, boo-boo? Why would you do something like that by yourself? If my bougie high school homegirls, what's homegirl name from Regina George? Okay, we'll call her Regina George. If Regina George knows not to pull no shit, no stunt by herself, then why he don't know better than to go out here and try to pull a stunt like that by himself and he's the team leader. It'd have been different if he's some minor player on the team. You're supposed to be a leader. I don't know if he was still starting at the time, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. If you're not starting quarterback, your co-quarterback makes you co-captain. Why would you come out here and attempt some shit like that by yourself? Not consult nobody else, not have nobody. I mean, you just don't do it like that. So for that reason, I don't feel sorry for him. And the other thing too is I dealt with a lot of bullshit when I was in high school. It wasn't so much the students were not racist, but the administration did a whole lot of racist shit. Like I would go get my transcripts for college and they would tell me, you don't need to go to a university. You should go to a community college and that type of shit. Okay. And, you know, I felt some type of way. It took for me to have more experiences, especially going to an all-black school where they didn't treat me better. You see, to get some more experiences and that type of stuff to shape my worldview. So it wouldn't just be based on my experiences in Burbank, right? I have no time, interest, respect, or tolerance for the way that Colin Kaepernick has gone about this whole thing because he's too old to be that basic. He's too old not to know it's his fucking job to be the mascot for the state of California and for the city of San Francisco or whoever else wants to be bothered with his ass. He's too old. He's too old not to know that what's going on in our inner cities and what's going on with our police departments, et cetera, is not the responsibility or under the direct control of the federal government. He's too old not to know that. And he has a college education from somewhere in Nevada. It ain't UNLV, one of these schools. I ain't never drove past the university, but I'm just gonna assume it's around here somewhere. Maybe it's like one of them Hogwarts schools, something like that. Maybe it's like an imaginary passageway or something to this university that's in Nevada that I ain't never drove past, but I'm just saying, I guess it's out here somewhere. He's too old not to understand government, local government, state government. He's too old for that shit. His own personal responsibilities of racism. One time my neighbors called the police because they thought we was robbing the place, but we was really moving. Okay. First of all, they didn't think you was doing anything. It was probably whoever you was with. But on top of that, what the fuck does that have to do with the government? Your neighbors assumed that you were robbing a place that you were moving out of. So how did the neighbors not know that y'all lived there? So I don't even believe that story, but let's just say it's true. Give you the benefit of the doubt. Give you the benefit of the doubt. That's not enough for you to be mad at the entire fucking government. I mean, let's just keep it all the way true. It's not, how many interactions do we have with the government? None. The government, America, is a series of articles and paperwork and Constitution. America is not these people. These are officials. They have their own agendas. That's why we're supposed to vote their ass in and vote their ass out. Thousands of them have come and gone and are not even on this planet anymore. The people who founded this country are not on this planet anymore. And the mere fact is, some people like to say they didn't even consider Black people when they wrote the Constitution. Well, good. That should make you trust it even more. Because they could have eternally wrote your ass in as a slave and they didn't. They were more concerned with this not turning into a dictatorship. So you want to come out here and bitch and moan. Meanwhile, you want to ask for more government control. It's not the government's responsibility to come down here and police the police departments. Those are public servants. It's your fucking responsibility to go to the town hall meetings and call the watch commanders and call the police departments. And when they call your Black ass and say, hey, we're having a police ball. If you got an extra $10, $20, it would behoove you to send it and get the sticker and put it on your car, because that's going to decrease the opportunity, the chances that you're going to get pulled over for no reason. You got to be smarter than the job you're doing sometimes, because it's a whole bunch of pitfalls and booby traps set up out here for everybody. The booby traps for a young Black man are different than the booby traps for a young white woman, but it's booby traps for everybody's ass. It's booby traps for these Mexicans. It's booby traps for white people. It's booby traps for illegals. Oh, it's plenty booby traps. Because it's so many different ways to profit and to make money off of people's stupidity. It's so many ways to monetize ignorance and stupidity, because we live in a capitalist society. However, there is no such thing as a perfect government. However, we are trying to promote a more perfect union, so that we can provide for a common defense, for the general welfare. That's everybody. Don't get me started. Colin Kaepernick's ass sounds like a teenager when he talks. He's not very well informed. His bitch is ratchet. I don't care for her. I am not here for what she's serving. Your old ass is out here on a hip hop radio station. That means that when the artists come into town, you take them back to their hotel room and you perform favors for them. That's what your job is. So what you're not finna do is come out here and try to lecture to everybody like you got some moral high ground when you people don't even simply understand very simple things about how this government operates. Because if you did, you would be out here giving these kids tools on how to avoid this shit. And then because people started pressing him, well, what you doing in the community? What are you doing? Now all of a sudden it's, I'm gonna give out $1 million. 1 million, that's not gonna cut it. $1 million to a whole bunch of little punk ass programs that's gonna buy a bunch of bullshit, t-shirts, field trips. How about you pay off some of these student loans? How about you send some kids to get some damn advanced degrees and shit? How about you do that? You're not going to do that. You're not going to do anything to make a long-term difference and a long-term effect. All y'all going to do is buy a bunch of lunches and a bunch of t-shirts. And then you got all these pastors and all these black people standing outside for them to get a job. But then when I tell you, let's go stand outside and put this brick wall together and get rid of all these damn illegals that's taking your MNF and jobs, I can't get you to budge. So y'all can miss me with the bullshit. Shit, forward her ass that, Anthony, because she needs to cut it out. They getting on my damn nerves. What part in this video are we going to talk? We're going to talk about illegal immigration on this video? Who else she trying to get a job other than Colin Kaepernick? Because I don't understand how a job for a rich mulatto is helping the black community any fucking way. If he wants to be an activist now, guess what? You're there. Call David Hogg, Al Sharpton, all of you guys can circle jerk and come up with a fucking plan. You've got a new career. You can't do both. You can't be an anti-American activist and play in a pro-American National Football League. What part of national don't you understand? What part of American don't you understand? What part of San Francisco or California is fucking confusing you? And if any of you Negroes really, really gave a fuck, then what you would do is you would leave the NFL. Please leave the NFL. Every black person leave the NFL so that it will be boring. Then we can all have our husbands back on Sundays. I am so here for it. We can have our men back on Sunday. Okay? All of y'all leave the fucking NFL to its own devices. Take all the black people out so should be nice and boring. And then nobody have to worry about it. And then I won't have to go to the hood and explain to these kids why they need to get their education, because odds are they'll never make it to the NFL. I'll never have to explain that to them. They'll know they need a real fucking job and they won't be out here dependent on being, you know what I'm saying? Like, how about we stop rapping and stop playing professional sports? If you want to encourage these young boys who are playing professional sports but not going to class and not doing their homework because they run so fast and they don't have no daddies, but their mommies is telling them that they walk on water till they get their ass out here on these college campuses and get their head bust cracked in real good for real. And then they got to do homework at some of these schools for real and they get sent home. I'm related to some guys who got, my cousins used to stand outside, the ones I told you about earlier, that their mama used to whoop the shit out there and whip their ass because they used to be acting up, okay? They stayed off of La Brea. They would be like, hey, you see that house over there, that window? See if you can hit that window. And they would take a ball and hit a window on the other side of La Brea, which is like a 6-lane major street, major boulevard. And make it every time, the little bastards. Right all the way across the street. Crack, never miss. They had to move all the time because they would be breaking people's windows because they was using the windows as targets. Ain't no reason why every last one of them should be in the NFL or in national baseball. But the problem is when it came down time for the homework part and the discipline it takes to balance school and homework. Everybody ain't gonna let you. And then school, homework, and partying and girls. That's a lot for somebody who was not trained and disciplined for that. But I bet you Colin Kaepernick's 3 white parents made sure he went to bed on time. They made sure he ate. He didn't eat food stamp food. Back in them days, there wasn't no food stamp card. They had the food stamp book, the paper food stamps, the ones you could trade in and buy alcohol and other types of trade for some other shit with. So them kids ain't get 100% of them food stamps. The kids was raised on cool. That's where I had Kool-Aid, sugar sandwich. You ever had a sugar sandwich? Sugar. No, I'm sorry, not sugar. Butter sandwiches and sugar water, because them fucking food stamps was gone before the month was up. My mama used to drop us off over there so she can go to night school. Where the chips at? We ate the chips. Damn, y'all done ate the whole damn variety pack since yesterday. Colin Kaepernick was not raised on sugar sandwiches, sugar water and butter sandwiches. He was not. He got nutritious meals. He went to bed early. He went to school every fucking day. I'm sure they got him tutors and everything else to make sure that he had the discipline to get through this Hogwarts school university that I ain't never seen that he went to. That's why it matters that he has 3 white parents. That's why I keep bringing it up. Shit. Any of you white people want to adopt me? Because I need a white parent. You think these people come out here and help me because they don't? I have to go do my residency. Hey, I need somebody to help me watch this baby for a week. I got to do my residency. You know, all them Negroes got something more important to do. So my husband got to use his vacation time. You see? Now, if I had me a white parent, somebody be watching this baby. So I don't fucking want to hear it. Care how nappy his hair is. So no, you can't be the spokesperson for the Black experience because you're not having one. Shit. I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry, Anthony. The homegirls getting on my nerves. Sounds good, girl. Sounds good.
It's because of, I think, the time frame of when he did it. And I think they're trying to make a mockery or make an example out of what he did. He took a knee or a stand, to my point, for injustice for Black America.
Oh, God.
And I feel like if they can just shut him up and get him out of the way, that's what they're going to do. It's like they have a noose around his neck. But this other guy can go out and make a mockery and do whatever, but because of the color of his skin, it's more like a pat on the back.
You're saying because of the color of his skin, when Manziel and Kaepernick have the same color skin. So that can't be it. That can't be it. Second of all, has Manziel been signed yet? No. So you're being presumptive. Third of all, nobody cares if Manziel comes back to football or not. Nobody even gives a shit. Nobody even gives a shit. Nobody cares. Black Sheep said, I can't stand when mixed people or Black people stab their white parents in the back. That's exactly what they're doing. Louis said, sugar tap water. Who in here had a butter sandwich before? Because I know I ain't the only one. Atticus said, we need some patriotic music in the background. Y'all know all I want to do is play music. And the last time I played music, and then people took the whole damn video down. April said, I got in trouble once, and the lady brought me over to my mama. My mama said she's never seen before in her life and continued shopping. We all laugh about that to this day. I got in trouble. The lady brought me over to my mom, and my mom said she's never seen before in her life. I feel like I missed something. April said they had fried bologna. See? They used to eat the fried bologna. I would just go hungry. I just do not like bologna. They had the bologna with the big red line on it. And then you know them niggas peed in the bed till middle school. Then they would come spend the night over our house and then pee in the bed. I'd be like, Mama, this is not fair. I understand that you two was trying to work it out. I get it. I get what you're trying to do. But you have 2 cute little girls and she got these monsters. And I love my cousins. They cool as hell now. They got their shit together. Okay. But they're some real ghetto kids now. No, I really don't like him. I really don't like Kaepernick. Can you tell? Can you tell I don't like him? Because how dare you come out here without the support or the cosign, just like Beyonce brought her ass out here talking about get information. We might get information, bitch, but you can't be at the top of the formation. You're not going to be in the top of the pyramid. You're not having the same experience, sweetheart. You come from an upper middle class family. Your father has already told us that he's so color struck. He only got with your mama because he thought that she was white. So when I sit here and I say Beyonce uses dark-skinned Black women as a fucking prop, when I sit here and say that Beyonce thinks that she is better because she's always talking about how she is mixed race, how she prides herself on being Native American and Creole, which don't mean shit. Because Native American means what? Nothing. It's a made-up term. About nothing means nothing. The original Native Americans were the copper-colored people that were already here. Who is us? Anyway. So to say you're Black, Creole, and Native American is just code for I'm trying to say I'm mixed because I don't really want to be Black. Coming from out of that color-struck ass South with your color-struck ass daddy, and you got that basic ass mama who drove your daddy to cocaine abuse and cheating on her and making side babies and all that other type of shit to the point where he had to write a book about it to get it off his chest. Your own father said you wouldn't be who you are if you were not light-skinned. But then when I say this bitch is color-struck, I'm hating. This is how she was raised. This is the mentality she was raised under. mean? And then that person gets to be at the top of the formation. No, girl, you can come to the table. You can come have this conversation. You can come, you can certainly come give us some suggestions. You could certainly come with the girls and stand in line, but what you cannot do is be in the forefront, because that is very problematic, because the people who are actually having a Black experience for real, they don't look like you. They don't have upper middle class parents. Their mommies and daddies ain't quitting their job to chase them all around the damn country and help them become rich and famous and all this other type of shit, because they got other things to do, like go to work. They don't have stay-at-home moms. That's the reality. That is the fucking reality. And it ain't like you spend time in the hood or none of that other type of shit, because you have not, which is evident by the fact that you can't even come out here and articulate whatever your position is. And mind you, Beyonce and Kaepernick are very close related. This is why I believe that this shit is all a publicity stunt anyway. It's a publicity stunt. Because coincidentally, here comes Beyonce in San Francisco at the anniversary of the Black Panthers on the Super Bowl field. Y'all know we already went through this. Doing the Hoochie Coochie Black Panther dance. After I done sat here and had numerous conversations with the so-called new Black Panther Party and all these other Black conscious groups and Black people. I tried all of that, trying to reach the young Black women and talk to them about their self-esteem, to get their education, and getting off the pole and leaving these dusty-ass boys with no job alone. Wasn't nobody interested. First thing first is get your ass off the Beyonce, because the bitch is bad for you. You can go out here and twerking and gyrating and all of that. It's not going to get you nothing but pregnant by one of these losers. Now, meanwhile, while she's getting cheated on and beaten on by this old ass man, she's going to come out here and pretend to you like her life is all good and it's all happy, until they needed to expose it to sell records. And expect there to be a new scandal, probably while we're hearing about this Tiffany Haddish and all this other type of shit. It's all a farce to get people to run out and buy them on the run tickets that don't nobody want, that everybody running from, because don't nobody want to hear your old ass man, the old ass man rap. Don't nobody want to hear the grandfather rap, in the words of Eminem. Nobody don't want to hear that. Ooh, that girl get on my nerves. All these niggas get on my nerves. They get on my nerves, because if it was about talent, Fantasia and Jennifer Hudson and them people like that would be the megastars. Even K. Michelle be singing her face off. She ignorant, but she can sing her face off. She's ratchet. She got a big booty. She doing everything y'all like, and she's struggling out here. Why? Why are these girls struggling? Because these corporations are putting the racially ambiguous people in the forefront, just like Cardi B. And then people want to talk about Bruno Mars. I don't fucking want to hear it. How you pick on Bruno Mars, but you gonna continue to leave Beyonce and Alicia Keys and them off the hook? So what you picking on Bruno for? At least his music is good. At least it's good. You gonna try to pick up one of them old Destiny's Child albums. That shit hard to listen to. It's terrible. They're not making time. She ain't making timeless music. Monica been out here singing her face off. Why Monica been out here long as Beyonce. Brandy been out here long as Beyonce. Brandy started this gangster shit. Brandy started it for this whole new generation. Why Brandy ain't out here like that? Why? It's deliberate. Just like Colin Kaepernick being the face of Black liberation is deliberate. And then for you to sit here and pretend like he started a conversation as if it wasn't thousands of kids standing outside in Baltimore, standing outside in St. Louis, standing outside in Texas, protests, riots all over the country. And you're going to sit here and tell me Colin Kaepernick put himself on the line by starting a fucking conversation. He didn't start no conversation. The other problem with Colin Kaepernick is he don't have no end game. He has no end game. Colin, what do you want? I'm standing up until racism is eradicated. Well, damn it, we're going to be standing here forever, you stupid bastard. It's always going to be a prejudiced person. It's always going to be somebody racist. Racism and prejudice are not the same thing. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it, like the hit, here it go. It's a different thing from prejudice, and racism ain't the same shit. You gonna stand here until all the racism is eradicated? Well, we all just gonna be, or kneeling, we just gonna be sitting here. Because that's not gonna fucking happen. You want these police officers to be held accountable, etc. Well, then why aren't you kneeling in front of the people who have the means to do so? Because the NFL damn sure can't prosecute the police department. So this don't make no sense. That's like me at work protesting the damn tax bill or something like that. The fuck are they gonna do about it? Nothing. He has no end game. All he wants is his own attention. That's why he had the #1 selling jersey, probably still is. All this media attention, all these people. I can't call these black preachers and all of them and say I'm experiencing racism and discrimination at my job, and they're going to show up and come to my job and demand I get my job. They're not. You know who will? The federal government. This is why I don't want to hear that shit. This is why black people, everybody has to take their time and go and learn history. Because the government is not perfect. No government is perfect. But when I am racially discriminated against, it's the federal government that has my back, not my state, not my city. My federal government is who can come into my job. When you get a job, you sign away your right to sue. You sign away your right to a trial. You sign a lot of your rights away, especially in California. Now, I don't know how the NFL is set up with their contracts, but if it's going according to state, you ain't got a leg to stand on until a federal law has been broken and you are being discriminated against based on your race. Then if that happens, you can call the EEOC. They will give you a federal right to sue. They will take the states, or with all the states' rights that were taken, that you signed away, the federal government will give them back to you, and you can get an attorney and sue them yourself, or the federal government will come and investigate the shit themselves. You know why Colin Kaepernick can't call the EEOC? Since he's being discriminated against by the federal government. That's what by the NFL, if he feels like it's racial discrimination, he could very well call the EEOC and have them to do an investigation. You know why he not? Because I bet you if we look at his application, I bet you he ain't checked the black box. Black people from the United States belong to a protected class. If you look at the classifications, Africans check white. Middle Eastern people check white. Black is a class in this country. Black is a class that indicates that you are a descendant of slaves in this country. I bet you his ass clicked other. So since your ass is other, you don't have that federal class protection. Y'all not going to do me. You're not gonna do me. I don't care all of that. They're black. They just want to throw around that they're black and Christian, and that's supposed to automatically qualify your opinions. It don't, baby girl. It does not. My question is, what do you do when somebody has racially discriminated against you? What do you do? What do you do? And how has Colin Kaepernick given you any advice or done anything that has helped to alleviate racism in your own life? This child just sat on here and said that he took a stand for black people. No, he didn't. What he did was antagonize the shit out of white people. You don't get to tell people in this country how to feel about their flag. If you don't want a flag, you don't like the flag, you ain't got to like the flag. You don't get to tell other people that the flag doesn't mean anything when they have family members who have fought and died over the flag. Same shit with the Confederate flag. Same deal. When people go off to war and die, they send the flag home. They give the flag to the family. So if your great-great-grandfather, who was born in the South, it wasn't his choice, fought in the Civil War on the side of the Confederates. They lost. You know they lost. I know they lost. Everybody know they lost. But that's the only memorabilia that you have that's been passed down through generations in your family. You are more than entitled to do whatever you need to do with that flag. I don't automatically feel like you're in the KKK because you have a Confederate flag. If you don't like me because I'm black, I don't even give a shit. However, I would advise you to keep it to yourself. Now, also, in the words of Tekashi 6ix9ine, you are more than welcome to test my gangster. More than welcome. And in the event that you do test my gangster, then we'll just have to worry about it. Up until then, I don't give a shit about what you feel about black people. I don't give a fuck if y'all sit up all night long and talk about black people like a dog. Because best believe when I'm driving, I am racist as hell. Oh, they cut me off. I bet you it's a Mexican. Bet five, that's a Mexican without their headlights on. I do it and you do it. And you know you do. Bet you that's an Asian crossing them lines like that. Clearly trying to cross 6 lines like that, like there ain't nobody else on the road. Bet you that's a Mexican. Who is that driving 2 miles an hour? Bet you that. Which one of these niggas is high as hell on this road driving to? Bet you they black. Bet you. And then sometimes you pull up and you be wrong. So let's not sit up and act like we don't have prejudice and we don't have bias and and this is a funny country too. We have an excellent sense of humor. We make fun of everything and every fucking body, including disabled people, retarded people, and everybody get cracked on. So just because people make jokes or any of that doesn't automatically mean that you have a racist, tyrannical government. We need to learn to separate the difference between who is racist and who is doing it to you, especially when black people who are coming up under the most oppression are living in cities that are ran by black people. So that's the government fault too? That's not the government's fault. That's Chicago leadership's fault. Guess who voted them niggas in? You did. Guess who don't go show up to the meetings? You don't. Guess who voted for a black president? To racist the government, to eradicate racism forever, once and for all, by electing the black president, and then didn't ask his ass for nothing and let him come out here and do everything for homosexuals, immigrants, Muslims, Syrians, wildlife. Obama out here looking for people to help, and you go and pick me, and he act like he don't fucking see you. What, the government wasn't racist then? So I don't want to hear that shit. Louis said, Colin said he felt some kind of way because he was on vacation with his white family and the hotel mistakenly thought he wasn't with them, but a separate guest line. That's not racism. One of these things do not belong. Your hair coarser than theirs. That bitch is, whoever the receptionist is, that's poor customer service for her to make any assumptions, period. She's not the government. So you're telling me you're going to stand, you're going to kneel, you're not playing football anymore until there's no more ditzy receptionist? I'm confused. Ugh. Me and my friends stay making fun of Muslims. I mean, Jesus. Atticus says, does the left know they're creating more racists? They definitely are. They are antagonizing people. Why would you protest during the national anthem? Why do you have to offend these people over here in order to make your point? If this was high school, if Colin Kaepernick was a teenager, I would expect that train of thought. I could expect that level of frustration and randomness. I don't think that that is a reasonable response from a multi-millionaire adult, somebody of that age. But look how much help he's had. Ambi said, my inner racist comes out when I drive too. I'm a little sexist. Aren't we all? Shit. I didn't even say that. Women drivers. Damn. But Kiki, they lost. Who else flag do we fly that lost? We don't fly the Mexican flag. I don't fly the Mexican flag, but it's a whole bunch of Mexicans in this country flying the Mexican flag. When the Spaniards is the biggest damn racist there is. Don't get me started, because there ain't no such thing as a Mexican. They're trying to overthrow America, both black and white. They are coming for Americans. They are coming for Americans. They want your ass to be African, Wakandan, Syrian, Mexican, anything. Give me your tired, your hungry, your poor huddled masses, anything but these Americans, because they be asking for too much shit. They want all this good customer service. They want clean water. It's too expensive because we're spoiled. We have a standard of living we're accustomed to. These people in third world countries are not that shit. This is paradise to them. We have standards. So what they want is for this to be a big marketplace and for us Americans to be sitting ducks, consumers. They just want us to be a bunch of consumers, and they want everybody else to come around the world to come here and to sell to us, because these other people around the world, although they're poor and they need the bread, their citizens do not have the same consumer mindset that they do. Ain't nobody else spending this much money on Christmas toy bullshit. Ain't nobody else nowhere on the planet, probably except for maybe Saudi Arabia or something like that. You're not going to find people spending $10 and $15, $30, $50,000. Hey, you see that girl on Real Housewives of Married to Medicine, the bitch spent $50,000 on her 1-year-old's first party. She lost her damn mind. Who else spending $50,000 on a birthday party? Who? That's American shit. Who is going out here and buying $200 concert tickets? Anywhere but here. Who does that? Who's buying $200 sneakers? Americans. Who's buying $500 plane tickets to go to a football game and buying a $500 ticket to go to the... Who else does that? Who else got money? Our poor people, the fucking poor people. Like I said before, poor Black Americans in this country live better than a majority of the people to ever walk the face of the earth. Our poor people, our poor Black oppressed Black people have thousands of dollars to go to the NBA All-Star game and watch motherfuckers miss the dunk tie contest. I said, I wish I would spend all this money to see your big ass miss a dunk when you are 3 feet shorter than the hoop. Wish I would spend thousands of dollars to sit front row to see Steph Curry miss a half-court shot when you could pull a random dad out the damn audience half the time and they making the half-court shots. Half these rappers is making the shooting the damn basketball at half court, and Steph Curry gonna get out here and miss 3 or 5 times or something ridiculous like that. And your broke ass, who's so oppressed, got thousands of dollars to come out here to get new outfits every day, chains, shoes, hotel room, and tickets to the All-Star game that is multiple nights with your oppressed ass. Then come out here and tell me you want to move to Wakanda because it's so horrible out here and you ain't got no technology. Meanwhile, you're sitting on your $1,000 iPhone looking at these thoughts, posting free nudie pictures, shit that would get you tarred and feathered, stoned to death. Everywhere else on the planet, you could just pick up your phone and look at free booty. And if you don't like that booty, you can see another booty, big booty, medium booty, little booty, white booty, black booty, brown booty, any kind of booty you want for free. You ain't even got to pay them. You ain't even got to pay them. They'll twerk, they'll shake right there in the comfort of your own phone that you can take with you wherever you want. And you're mad because it's not a hologram like it is in Wakanda? It will be eventually. They just ain't got there yet. I'm sure one of these iPhones is going to give you hologram Insta-thought booty. So it's just like, it's not that this country is perfect or that racism does not exist. However, none of these countries are perfect. I don't see you running your ass to all these Pan-Africans live in Africa. Take your Pan-African ass to Africa. Well, you know, I'm Pan-African. We don't know what that really means is, we're really trying to get together all the lost tribes of Africa, all the people, and we really trying to come together and have a communication network, share information. My keister, get on American Airlines, book you a flight, pack your shit, move to Africa. It's all you gotta do. Nobody ain't stopping you. You can go be one with your people right now. You know why you can't go be one with your people? Because your people in Africa, they speak French. They speak English. They go to France to go shopping. They rocking Dolce and Gabbana. They can't wait to buy a German car. Africans of any means are just as European as everybody else. And they finna be Chinese in a minute. But everybody on Africa but Africans. And the whole time, that's not even your fucking homeland to begin with. But that's a whole nother story. This is your shit right here. This is your birthright. This is where your family, your ancestors already fought and died and paved the way so that you can sit on so that you can only work 8 hours a day or overtime if you want, and they have to pay you extra. You know why they have to pay you extra? Overtime? You think everybody on the planet gets overtime? You think everybody on the planet has an 8-hour fucking work week? No, Americans fought and died for that shit. Thank you very much. You think the Rockefellers is getting on your nerves now. Back in the day, you used to protest and the Rockefellers would have the mob or somebody come spray your ass. They'd kill everybody, man, woman, and child for trying to strike, like the teachers were able to do in West Virginia. Strikes used to get everybody murked around these parts. People fought and died for those rights. Nobody told you people you had to integrate. Now you want to, you got to start the new black. You know what black people need to do? Black people need to come together. Black people need to come together. Black people need to have, we need black school. I'm the Pan-African hotel prince. And I got an idea. We need a black school for all black people. We had the motherfucking black school. You had black neighborhoods. You had black shopping malls, well, not shopping mall, but black shopping centers and black entertainment and black this and black that. And what happened at the Black Wall Street, so-called Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, that's one part of this whole country. You trying to tell me that's the only place black people own businesses and is in one part of Oklahoma? Y'all did not want, your granddaddy, didn't want the all-black school. Remember? I never read nowhere that the white people was like, we need to go to school with these black folks. It's time that we integrate because we just really want to go to the black school. That is not what happened. We already had the all-black shit. Did nobody want that? We wanted to integrate. Now that the shit is integrated, now these are supposed to be the foremost black scholars. You know what we need? We need all black. We did that shit already. We had a black baseball league. Remember, it was called the Negro Leagues. See, unlike Homegirl in this video, unlike Beyonce and them people like that who want to come out, I've been to the Blacks and Wax Museum in Baltimore. I got the pictures to prove it. Where they have the history of the Negro baseball leagues. I got me a Black Yankees t-shirt. Bought me a t-shirt. Really, they had a whole, my granny used to take me to museums and that kind of stuff, We had a whole black baseball league? Yeah. Well, what happened? Oh, well, the black people wanted to play baseball with the white people. Jackie Robinson is a hero. Y'all don't hate Jackie Robinson. So which one is it? You ain't got to play football with white people. Kaepernick, the white people won't give you a job. You're right. They racist. They don't like you because you're so black. So start the Black Football League. Can you do that? Because Puff Daddy and one of these other rappers and Kaepernick decided that they wanted to try to bid on the Black Panther, the Carolina Panthers, and really turn that into the Black Panther, team. We know that's a psyop. They know they ain't never had the coin. So since that fell through and they dropped out and they can't hang in there, they can't pay what they weigh, all that money, all that money, keep grinding, that get blah, 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 all that they talk on Instagram to show off in front of poor black people. When it came down for them to pull their winkers out next to the boys with the big boys with the real bread, they couldn't hang. Now, let's see if they say, well, let's take that same $1 billion that we were willing to raise and invest to own one of these racist teams, a part of this racist NFL that's making all these black multimillionaires that don't do shit for their own communities. Let's take that money and start our own Black Football League, which you're not getting ready to do because that will require you to know anything about setting up a league, and you're not going to hire nobody else to help you do it because you're too cheap, too stingy, too lazy. It's not going to happen. But we had that shit already, and y'all complained you didn't want it. So I don't want to hear about segregation because you had segregation. You quit about shit. Well, it was supposed to be separate but equal, and it wasn't. Who fault is it if it wasn't equal? You wanted the white people to come and replace your water fountain every once in a while and give you a nicer water fountain. That's what you wanted. You wanted the white people to come clean your bathroom up like they fucking bathroom. You were supposed to clean the bathroom up. Soon as they made airplanes, you could have took your ass to China and got you some materials or whatever else it was that you needed. It was your responsibility to make sure that it was equal. So I don't want to hear it. Shit. Yeah, I don't know what the hell they want. Just fucking whining. Rosa Parks wasn't the first one to refuse to sit on the back of the bus. You know she wasn't. End game should be to get a wife, have some kids, house, make payments, stay together, and love each other. That's right. But they ain't gonna do all of that. Kaepernick don't even have a wife or a family. Ambi said, K. Michelle out here struggling because her legs ain't strong enough to hold their booty up. Okay, true. Atticus said, I have to go through residency at the end of April. Oh, may the force be with you. Ambi said she was the only one light-skinned and Destiny's Child was done on purpose so she'll stand out more. You see, they brought Fair. When they put Fair in the group and did that music video, nobody knew the difference between Fair and Beyonce. Mr. G said, you're right, I have mixed kids and white, and I never told them to pick one side in school. They picked the black side. This is sad. I keep telling them that they are both racist. No need to side. It's no need to side. You're both. I expect the mixed race people to be able to come and tell us stuff about white people that we don't know. The mixed race people should be able to come in and help everybody, you know, become one. Unify, right? And I see you were saying, who else's flag do we fly that lost? But we ain't flying the flag. I don't have a Confederate flag, and I live on the West Coast, and I never even see a Confederate flag. When I lived in Virginia, I saw Confederate flags, but I dealt with so much freaking racism in liberal, segregated California. And then the people with the Confederate stickers were polite. They got a Confederate bumper sticker, but they let me get in front of them. They're polite. They're not tripping. Sorry, Southerners are nice. So what does that say about California people? These so-called racists are nicer people. Ever wonder how Kiki has so much energy to rant? I don't know. I'm an angry black woman. What can I say? Shit. April said, used to put Kool-Aid in the ice tracks with plastic wrap over the top and put toothpicks. That was our popsicles. Okay. Wasn't nobody going to get you no name brand ice cream popsicles. They got themselves some Haagen-Dazs, and you can pour that Kool-Aid in that damn ice track. Okay. Nasu said, I had butter on toast with jelly. Black Sheep said, they always love their black side, although the black parent may have been gone or missing. Mm-hmm. The original African blood has been diluted from Creole American bloodline. Genetic lineage can only be traced 8 to 9 generations back. After that, you share a few generations with older ancestors. Shit, I don't know what the hell going on. Beyonce is half black and half Creole. Creole is black. Creole is black. Shit, all Creole means is that you trying to pass for white. Let my grandmama tell it she Creole. She blacker than me. You call my grandma, she be on the phone. I told you about my grandma. Yeah, the one from New Orleans. Parlez-vous français, s'il vous plaît? I don't know what she's saying. Her whole answer machine, my entire life has been in French. And don't nobody speak French. None of us. None of us even speak French. But she Creole, because she's from New Orleans, and we just let her have it. But everybody from New Orleans claim they Creole. It means nothing. But I'm special. And I'm not as black as you are. That's all that means. Susie Homegirl don't want none of this. None of it. Louis said, "Is Colin Kaepernick even black?" I'm trying to see where it's located on him. First of all, he don't even know his daddy. So he can't even prove it because he don't know his damn daddy. While everybody else, he is black because his father's black. How you know what his daddy is when he don't know? He don't know where his daddy is. How much is Colin cost the NFL? I don't know, but he ain't getting another job because he played too much. Jerk off. This baby is knocked out. I wanted a Red Bull earlier, but I didn't have one. My husband went to Popeyes, so that helped because I was tired. I don't see that many Muslims around here, but I am an equal opportunity roaster. If I do, they can get clowned too. I feel like it should be illegal for you to walk around here in a burqa, though. We need to see your face on these cameras. You could be out here stealing stuff, hiding weapons in your shit. No, girlfriend, you gotta take that off. Diamond and Silk are definitely for real. And I really like Diamond and Silk because they're being themselves and they don't make up stuff. They let you know what they know. They let you know what they don't know. They keep it 100. And they're easy to follow and easy to understand. So they speak certain people's language, you know? So shout out to them. And then earlier, you guys, and for any of you who missed it, we were talking about how Facebook is secretly categorizing every last one of us by our political categories. And on mine, and I posted the article on my Facebook page, Facebook Live page. And if you want, let me see if I have the link. I'll post the link in here again so you can find out how Facebook has you categorized, okay? Now, I noticed very quickly because I asked the people on my Facebook page, tell me what it says. And the Black folks is all coming up as very liberal. I'm marked as very liberal. Shannon, he was in here earlier. He's marked very liberal. So when my husband came home, I had him do it too. Guess what it says, guys? Yes, guess how Facebook has my husband is more conservative than me. He ain't got no time for it. Don't want to hear it. Like he say something stupid. He will. he lets them have it. I have unfollowed the liberals. Okay, he don't even unfollow. He just wait for them to say something stupid and let their ass have it. There's no way. And guess what? They have my husband categorized as on Facebook as very liberal. They are trying to pretend as if Black conservatives do not exist. And guess what, guys? They're busted. So as much as I don't like doing videos that require me to do editing, I think I'm going to have to put one of those up to get the word out that Facebook is lying. This is how we're going to get them. It's one thing for you to mine information and sell it, but you are lying. The information that you're giving out is inaccurate. Because we ain't even very liberal. Y'all lying. April said, the hair on the back of my neck stands up when I see their faces covered. I ain't here for it. Louis said, Creoles are not Black. They have their own race. Nope. Creole, mulatto, same thing. You Black, you white, Asian, or a combination. Okay? What is the difference between a Creole and a Mexican? The French versus Spanish. It's the same. The Creole is French and Black. Mexican and Spanish and Black. Okay? And then for us to sit here and in this country, we don't identify Italian Americans versus whatever white country, European country you come from. We just call everybody white or Caucasian. So then forget all that. So you're mulatto. Like let's just cut it out. And that's what Creole is. Black and French. And half the people calling themselves Creole. It ain't got no black, ain't got no French nowhere in there. That was long ass time ago. You know what I'm saying? Where's she Creole from? Not from her daddy's side, from her mama's side, because her mama light skinned and that qualifies it. And her mama is mulatto. Period. One is Mexican and then the other is Creole. The whites actually do between themselves. White people, are y'all here? Can you qualify this? Honestly, I feel like it really does come down to black and white. If you look a lot of Asians, especially jungle Asians, you can see the Bantu features. If y'all was on here yesterday, I told y'all my friend is in Indonesia right now. And his card wasn't working because you know how these people get to flagging you when you paying for stuff. So at any rate, but we were talking about it. He was like, he just came back from the Philippines and he was talking about like how black they are and how much they play basketball. You know, we don't really know what's been going on because history is full of shit. It's his story. These people lie and they make up stuff at their convenience. And now in 2018, we walking around here talking about Creoles, which is a fancy name for just saying that some Africans and some French people had sex, period, point blank, in a story. But Creole sounds fancier. You don't hear no white people saying that they Creole. It's only black people that's trying to pass for white that's using the term Creole. Does that mean that no white people have any African or any black lineage or heritage? No black relative nowhere? No, that's impossible. We are color struck. Yeah, white people be like, why y'all can't let race go? Because being black is a fucking headache. That's why. And color is our worldview. Black, white, and mulatto is a lot simpler. That's how it's classified in Mexican. Let me pull this up because I don't want nobody to think I'm out here making up shit. Okay? You ain't got to take my word for it. Let's go to Mexico real quick. Now, there is a documentary called The Black Grandma in the Closet. And then we need to talk about Killer Mike's punk ass. He's a punk. I apologize for anything that I said for being correct because the liberals don't like it. And blah, 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 blah. Because he's a pansy. He come from 3 generations of police officers, but for some reason his ass is scared to say what he got to say.
But it's there. Many people remain unaware of their African ancestry.
I asked my grandpa, why you never told me we are black?
But today, those African roots are becoming more visible.
Blacks are here now, and they are demanding that their rights be recognized.
Mexico and Peru, the Black Grandma in the Closet, Black in Latin America.
Don't tell me I'm making up shit.
Many of us realize that far more slaves came to Mexico and Peru together than came to the United States in the entire history of the slave trade. I've come here.
Far more black people went to Mexico and were slaves in Mexico than ever came to the United States in the history of the slave trade. But some kind of way, y'all, something special and you just dark because it's sunny down there. And my name is Willie frickin' Lunchmeat.
For the lost history of black people in Mexico and Peru. The charming town of Tlacotalpan was founded by the Spanish in the 16th century, but it boomed in the 18th century when it became a major trading center for sugar, cotton, cattle, and horses. All commodities produced by slaves, Indians, and mestizos. tall pan is known for its fandangos, music and dance that combine Spanish, indigenous, and African traditions. Fandangos are a fitting metaphor for the African roots of Mexican culture.
Hey.
Fandango. Those girls are great. Now the boys dance or just girls?
Well, they always say that the first hour, like, watch the girls. Check if you want to dance with one of them later.
Rafael Figueroa, an ethnomusicologist, grew up here. He's an expert on this music, which he's heard since childhood.
Fandango, it's a really mix of Hispanic and African mainly, even though it's Hispanic instruments. So they are played in a really percussive way, and they are played, against each other with
even though it's Hispanic instruments. So I don't even know what is a Hispanic instrument. Do you mean a Spanish instrument?
Salt of polyrhythm. Polyrhythm.
That's African.
Yes.
Hey, bravo.
But since so many black slaves came to Mexico, why doesn't anyone around here look especially black?
Good question. Answer it
They
for us.
mix from the beginning. That's why you cannot, see them, but it's there.
So the blackness is diluted.
Yes. A lot of African elements are still present. We are darker than the rest of the Republic. Also, the way of talking, we have a specific accent. Really? Yeah.
Can you do it for me?
If you say helado, ice cream, here you would drop the D, so it's helado. Or you drop the final S of some words. And it's really common among the people from African origin.
I've noticed some people will say buenos dias instead of buenos dias. And I thought, what's wrong with you?
Oh, you speak Ebonics. Oh.
About an hour and a half from the Fandango's festive atmosphere sits the somber port of Veracruz, one of the main points of entry of Latin American slavery. Starting in 1535, virtually all of the commodities arriving in Mexico, including African slaves, were unloaded here.
It was called the Key of New Spain, the port of San Juan de Ulua.
Judith Hernandez studies the archaeology of Veracruz, and Sagrario Cruz Carretero is a professor of anthropology at the University of Veracruz. Both are helping me imagine the arrival of hundreds of thousands of slaves.
Now, when you watch, you guys got to watch that so you can see the conditions that they live in. Now, I want to go to, yeah. Oh, that's the good part. So we can all learn what our race is. Because even the Mexicans know that your ass is black, white, or a combination.
Relationships were on the rise. The Catholic Church allowed marriage between a black man named Juan Garrido. I'm following in his footsteps. Cortez was dazzled by the city's overall beauty, by its irrigation system, but especially by its gold. He brutally conquered it. Today, Mexico City is constructed on top of ancient Tenochtitlan. With over 21 million residents, it's the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. I've come here to find treasures too. But these are housed in the National Museum of Mexico. So what are you taking me to see?
We are going to see the Casta paintings.
The Casa paintings. By the end of the 17th century, interracial relationships were on the rise. The Catholic Church allowed marriage between all groups. The law granted freedom to the children of black slaves and indigenous women. White men increasingly impregnated black women.
They always begin with Spanish and Indian, that it makes mestizo. Then mestizo and Spanish castiza.
Castiza.
The third one is castiza and Spanish, makes Spanish.
Maria Elisa Velasquez is a professor of history and anthropology. These 18th century casta paintings were painted to show Europeans the diversity of the people here. These 16 images are a sort of an anthropological cookbook, showing the results of mixing the genes of black people, brown people, and white people. What about me? Which one in the 16?
You will be here, look.
Let me see.
This one, a mulatto, the little.
Oh, this is Henry Louis Gates, a light complexion American. She didn't ask him who was his mama, who your daddy. She said, you're a mulatto, and pointed to the picture with the little baby that matched him with the white mama, the black husband, and the baby that was his color with his hair. Thank you, ma'am. Please continue.
Kid, that's the mulatto.
The beautiful brown baby like me.
Yes, of course.
What would Barack Obama be?
Also a mulatto.
Okay, Beyonce, she would be mulatto?
Yes.
What would Tiger Woods be?
A lobo with African descent blood and also indigenous blood.
These people were crazy.
Yes, they need pseudo-scientific reasons to explain why some cultures will be inferior, and you have to make them slaves.
And they found it.
They found it.
Okay, so who's confused? Anybody still confused? Anybody still confused? Is anybody still confused? Shit. Now, let me see if I can find the chart so I can show you that the Native Americans and the black people is the same shit, because they got this pyramid and they put the blacks and the Native Americans on the same damn level, and then they and then they show you that if they mate with a European, they should come out the same. So how is that possible if it's a difference between who were the Native Americans and the black folks? So it's just all these old special names, everybody want to be different. I ain't trying to hear it. It's called the Grandma in the Closet. Here, I'll give you the link. Oh, you got to watch it. This is part 3. So make sure you start from the beginning, because he doesn't only do Peru. I mean, he doesn't do Mexico. He does Mexico, Peru, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, Brazil. Black people all over this planet, but this specifically concentrates on Latin America. So with that being said, why am I not out here worried about these Mexicans? Because according to them, they ain't black. They are racist. They don't consider themselves mulatto. There's something extra. They don't have no race. Their race is their heritage. They're Latino. Mara la Negra wants to tell me all about that she is Latino. It's supposed to matter to me because she thought like this. Even though she is darker than me, even though I have more European in my blood than she does, even though her hair is more matted than mine is, even though she had to go out there and get her body altered and everything so that she could look a certain way, I'm supposed to feel sorry for her because she thought like this. That's supposed to give her advantage because that means that she is special. If you talk like this, but you look black, but you can talk like this, then that means that you are special. It is a special privileges. And everybody should do things for you that they do not even do for regular black people. But you are not black. You are special. You have a special genre music. Everything you do is special. As Latin music is Latin now. So since you're so Latin, then take your Latiness home. Why are you complaining about racism in my country? This is not even your country, bitch. Take your ass back to the Dominican Republic and complain about racism in the Dominican Republic. And come in my country. Do not come to my country and complain about racism, bitch. Complain about racism in your country, bitch. This is not your home. You and I got the same. You know how? Because I click black. When they ask you what your race is, you cannot even answer. I know you had no race. Well, I'm Latina. My family is from the Dominican Republic. Tu madre es muy negro. Tu father es blanco. Mi espacial. No, bitch. I don't want to hear none of that. When they ask you what your race was, you should have said black. Then maybe I feel sorry for you. That's not what you did. That's not what y'all did. What's up, Brad? That's not what y'all did. You didn't come here and say, hey, we're black, we're descendants of slaves too, and the Americas owe us, the European. No. So don't start this weird shit now. I don't want to hear no we. I don't want to hear this weird shit. Oh, master is weird sick. No Latinas, and you are a different culture. You're a different race. You take together box. So, bitch, why you over here trying to join the black struggle because you are not black? You are Latina. I did not get any Latina privileges. Okay, you can go outside and sell a pastora on the corner. The police do not stop you. You do not have to have ID. You do not have to pay insurance. You do not have to keep your license and registration straight. You can live in the house with all of your relatives, all 20 of you. The city does not come and tell you that you cannot all live together. They let you do whatever you want to do. My black ass cannot do none of that. So don't start this weak shit because you trying to make it in the music industry. I do not know. I do not know. You. No habla español. Okay? Habla inglés. No español. So don't start with this weak shit. They ask you what your race is. You said Latino, so we're done. Come over here crying to me about who was discriminated against you and your fake afro, girl. Ain't trying to hear it. Cardi B whiter than she is. Louis said, I hear the American accent underneath her Spanish. She's terrible. April said, stop. Okay, I'll stop. But I'm just saying. They get on my nerves. We hear that Me Too shit whenever it's convenient. And then you es blanco es convenient. Then it's negra when it's convenient. Whatever it is, whatever you need. People are free in America. Like, girl, I want to hear that shit. You black when you need to be, then you Latino when you need to be, and then I don't want to hear that shit. Because I can't switch it up when I want to. I used to work with a woman from Colombia. She told me she did not want to be considered. She told me you work with a woman from Colombia. She told me I would not be considered black in her country. I was shocked. I ain't surprised. Did y'all talk about Beyonce? You know what? Barely. But I'm always here to drag her ass. Girl, how you so hood? How you so hood? People walking up on you, biting you in the cheek. Who does that? And I knew who they was talking about when they said that whoever it was high, because y'all know Sanaa Lathan be lit. I don't know what she on, but they didn't caught her ass slumped over a few times. She be tripping. I think Creole should be their own group. I mean, Creole they should be their own group. The American Creoles are creative people. Yes. And my whole thing is just because y'all have found a cute name for it doesn't change the facts. You can call it American. You can call me African American all you want to because it makes you feel comfortable. Don't change the fact that I ain't related to no Africans. Shit. If we identify as a color, then we get lumped together. I don't want to be seen as African or African American. That's why we have issues with Latinos and Caribbean people now. I feel like Black people in this country are not really given a choice. I see what you're saying, Jack. I feel like Black people aren't given a choice. And then I feel like people who come here from abroad can be whatever they want to be. I could be whatever I want to be in America. I could be black today. I could be negra today, tomorrow. I could be, blanco tomorrow, mañana. And then on top of that, I saw a post on Instagram the other day that was talking about like, why do Black men say Black women have attitudes and then fetishize Latino women for being hot-boiled and hot-blooded and spicy? And I'm like, true that. That's true. So yeah, the video I was playing is called The Black Grandma in the Closet. Henry Louis Gates does a very thorough job of that. It's wonderful. Why you can't post links in here? I won't let you. I post a link. Did you see it? Did it let me post a link? Amy said, why can't we just identify as Americans and leave it at that? Well, the reason we can't is because it's not like everybody started off with a level playing field. And even though nobody doesn't want to admit it, our government has taken steps to try to level the playing field. for these descendants of slaves in this country. All the promises that have been made, like 40 acres and a mule, you know, that never got delivered on. So technically you got unpaid wages. If you don't get a check, the federal government will go to your employer and force them to pay you. And if they don't, they cannot operate business and hire nobody, never, ever, 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 never, ever again. They're done. They can't operate no business if they don't pay you, because slavery is over. And if you don't get paid, that means you work for free. Slavery is over. So once we abolished slavery and we admitted that it was wrong and all that other type of shit, then back pay was supposed to be going to their families. You have all these different corporations that benefited off of free labor and never, ever, ever had to pay anybody. Now, they didn't have to give money to the government. They didn't have to give money to the people who worked for them for free. They didn't have to do anything. And then after slavery was over with, the slaves didn't even leave the fucking plantation. They still worked there for free. So there are real tangible people. We ain't gonna have to say the government. There are real people who have a debt that they have not paid and they owe. And so then we have liberals, Democrats, who trying to always stack the votes in their favor, who have gone out and recruited people to try to jump on the gravy boat and take some of what is supposed to be going towards giving Black people that level playing field. Because let's not act like white people were not given free land and tools to toil the land. They were not invited. Hey, come over here. Here's some land. Here's a shovel. Knock yourself out. Let's not act like our government has not given out loans, huge loans for homeowners and all type of shit and businesses and that type of stuff at a time where it was illegal. They had it on the book. This cannot go to Black people. This is only for white people. So as much as it sounds good to say, let's all just be Americans, but the fact of the matter is that there has been plenty of affirmative action programs in this country that have only gone to white people. And if white Republicans, white conservatives, if you want to keep your country, I'm going to tell you right now, trying to get Black people to stop talking about race and stop wanting to be Black is not working to your advantage. You can't afford it. Okay? What y'all need, I'm just trying to help you with your strategies, which is why I'm having these public Black conversations in front of you, because I'm trying to help you out, because we got the same agenda. I want them gone. You want them gone. Okay, the rest of our differences, we could worry about that shit later. That's small potatoes. The main thing is these illegals, mainly these Mexicans, illegal Mexicans, have got to go. They gotta go. Okay, we have a common goal. Now, here's the plan, white people. Here's the plan, okay? We're gonna try to educate as many Negroes as we can to get them to understand that this is their country. They are American also, and that they have, this is their country. This is where their rights are. This is where their ancestors have fought and died in every war that America has ever had. Help America get independence. Help America win these wars and win territories and civil wars and all that other type of shit, foreign wars. To this fucking day, you got Black people in the military. And I highly doubt that there were no Black Confederate soldiers. I just don't believe that shit either. I don't see how that's possible. So what we're trying to do is let these Black folks that have been apathetic, have been miseducated in these indoctrination camps. I don't know what the hell they doing in these schools, not learning, to be honest with you, because I didn't go to these ignorant ass schools from middle school and high school. Even I've always went to halfway decent schools. So I know I went to Inglewood High School. You know how many ball players that came out of Inglewood High School that make millions of dollars? And I sat in that I went there for summer school, just to be honest with you, because I wanted to hang out with my friends and talk to boys all summer. My grades was fine. I didn't need to go. Okay, but I wanted to talk to some boys all summer, do hood rat things with my friends. So I get in there. First day, the teacher was an African, mind you, not that it's relative to this story. But I raised my hand and I said, excuse me, because where I was in Burbank with the white kids, we had a book for school and we had a book for home because the parents were like, listen, I don't want my child to get scoliosis carrying all those heavy books. They only should have to bring books home one time and return them one time. So from middle school to high school, I had a book for every class, one in my locker for that class. That was my own personal for that class, and one of my own personal books for that class at my house. So I go to Inglewood High School for summer school so I can hang out with my hood rat friends, right? And I'm like, hey, first day of class, raise my hand, excuse me, this book under the desk, is this my book for the class or is this my book for home? The teacher stops the class, who you would think this is like day one of Whoopi Goldberg showing up in that habit, okay? How the class was all like beating on the desk and everybody rapping, this is what's going on, right? So the teacher stops the class. Shh, 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 shh. Everybody, did y'all hear that question? Did y'all hear what she said? Ask again, ask again. Well, I just want to know, is this my book for home or is this my book for class? Do you know everybody laughed at me? And he was like, baby, it's not enough books in here for y'all to share, let alone for you to be talking about taking one home. The book better not leave where it's at. Okay. Then in the other class, there was a yellow stain down the wall. I'm like, excuse me, there is a stain. I had never seen a stain in a classroom. I had never seen that. There's a stain. What is that? Yeah, the pipes in the bathroom upstairs are leaking. That's urine. This is at Inglewood High School. That's in Inglewood in California, USA. So here's what we're not going to do. Here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to act like these kids, everybody is being educated equally, okay? Because this is in the same state. I'm going to school in the same state. I'm not having none of these issues that these kids are having. They're being undereducated. They're being miseducated. And they grow up and become miseducated, undereducated ass adults. So we have to reteach them history and why they should be patriotic. Yeah, you might encounter racism. To me personally, if they're not playing with your money or your actual livelihood, then it's not racism. It's prejudice. And who gives a shit? Prejudice don't affect your pockets. I don't care about you liking me. So now if we're talking about actual racism, if somebody is racist against you at your job, meaning they are affecting your ability to make money, they are doing something to you that they're not doing to the white employees, they're doing it just to you, and it can be proved, because you got to do process in court of law, and it can be proved, or they just want to settle with you or whatever, our federal government is who is going to help you do that. Not the state, not the city, and not the damn human resources department. Not the ACLU, not Al Sharpton, and not Colin Kaepernick. The only person that's going to come to your defense in the event that you're experiencing actual racism is the government. So it seemed to me like you should want to know what all your federal rights are, and you should make sure that they're being enforced. And you should make sure that you elect people who respect your Constitution, because the Constitution and the federal government is not the problem. The problem is that we have elected officials who have their own agenda. That's the problem. Mr. G said, I have a nephew in the NFL. You're actually correct. On what part? What was we talking about? Because, I get on a tangent. What part was I right on? Poor people buying Jordans at $150, and they call that poor. That's what I'm saying. Y'all is the richest, shiniest, shiny. The richest, shiniest poor people on the planet. King Sir said they wouldn't even make it in Wakanda. Thank you, honey boo boo. Ooh, Sour Patch. Ooh.
So I'm making an executive decision. I'm going to get my TV.
I'm on the thing, but Not too much. Do whatever you want. You the man around here. You do what you want to do. You the man. You got it. Thank you. Okay. Pay to see LeBron. Yeah, well, my friend, I don't know if I said that. My friend was telling me in the Philippines that LeBron and Steph Curry are like the most famous people in the whole country. Isn't that a trip? And when you think about it like that, now what do you feel about what they're putting out there and what they're saying? Coming out here lying, talking about somebody wrote nigga on your gate. Fool. An ant can't piss on cotton in Brentwood, so I don't believe you. You tell that to these people. Tell that to them good people in Cleveland who ain't been to Brentwood. Ain't nobody writing nigga on your face, and OJ ain't killed 2 people on Bundy Drive because you can't do nothing in Brentwood without all them nosy ass neighbors all up in your business. You can't even drive down the street and be nosy without them people being in your business because them Brentwood people got money. They ain't going to work. They ain't got nothing to do but watch your ass and why you in the neighborhood. So I don't believe you. They want to erase American history and rewrite it. They sure do. Come on, baby. Get my right. Damn. All right, y'all. We having a good conversation, but I got some errands to run. I can't believe we've been on here 2 hours again already. So maybe I'll come back tonight, but I need to cook and wash the dishes and stuff. Oh, goodness. Boo-boo. And we still didn't get to Killer Mike, so I'm going to have to come back either tonight or tomorrow morning. NFL brothers ain't doing nothing to help their communities. Most of them won't. The Democrats are pros at using faces that look like yours to sell a bill of goods, and they know that ain't worth nothing to hold minority groups down to keep them on the plantation. Exactly. All right, y'all, I gotta go because I'll be on here all night. So maybe I'll come back, but I gotta feed the man and this baby. You've been good baby for mommies. All right, I love you guys. I'll be back soon, I promise.